Well, one of the reasons I grow Mamaki tea because this is the tea of my youth. When I grew up in South Kona in Kealia, this is the tea that was growing in the wild behind of our house. And my grandmother, Tutukoko, and even my Auntie Elizabeth would go out and we'd break off branches and we'd hang it in the kitchen. And we make, gallons of the tea to feed everybody in the family. So it was a natural thing that was growing wild. The main thing that Mamaki tea is known for is the calming effect that it has on your body. Sort of like yoga in a tea. It kind of lowers your blood sugar. It's actually good for guys who are diabetic. And also it makes you calm. It's a calming tea. It's also a cleanser too, because it kind of cleanses out all the toxins in your body. We originally started with some wild teas that we brought from the Big Island, and then we got some at some nurseries, and we got some from friends, and the university was growing it here. It all grows from, you can do cuttings. I've done cuttings before. It takes longer. But inside of the mamaki, there's a seed. You squeeze it, and there's about 300-400 seeds in it. They're really, really small. And what we do is we run it through the strainer, the seeds, and then you just let the seeds fall, to the bottom. And that's how you know they're viable. If they're floaters, what we call floaters, they're not viable. You want them to float to the bottom. Then we take the seeds and then we scatter them. And everything that's on our farm is, organic, and we call natural farming. We farm it in a natural way. No GMOs, nothing that's canned. All the stuff comes natural. We find all these things growing in nature. In fact, these trees here, the original seed came from the forest in Honolulu and from Kealia, South Kona, where we were born and raised. Well, the thing about caring for most of the things on the farm is, basically we have a symbiotic relationship with our animals. So that's why the chickens, the ducks, the goats, the sheep, all of the manure from all of our animals we use in our mixtures. We also use something called IMO, which is indigenous microorganisms that you can grow naturally by like spoiled rice or sour poi. We just add sugars to it, and then what that does is it adds nitrogen naturally into the ground. And then we also use things in nature, like for instance, we have a lot of tree trimmers. So I use compost that originates from legumes like monkey pod trees. We call it ohia'ai, anything that's a legume. So we use that compost, and the tree trimmers trim the trees down, we bring it to a farm. And also we recycle cardboard. We actually use the cardboard to hold down the weeds. So we try to keep as natural and as organic as possible. The other thing that I wanted to share about mamaki is that, you shouldn't grow it in a monocrop style. Basically, when we grow the tea, if you look inside, we're going to besides the breadfruit tree, because it needs partial shade. Then we're growing it next to the tea leaf plants. We got the taro, and then on the bottom we have mints growing. So we try to incorporate it in our planting. So our whole farm is like that. We don't plant anything just one crop. We try to put as much diversity into the land, into the aina, into our farm as possible. And same with the mamaki. This tree right here is probably about at least 6-7 years old. It takes time. Like for this little seedling, from the time you get a seed to have 3 or 4 leaves, you're talking about 3-4 months. Then for the seed to actually start giving tea where you can actually harvest, I'm talking about maybe 6 months to a year. But the way that Nancy picks it is she goes with the scissors now, and she cuts every single leaf one by one, and she washes them both sides, and then she dries them, and then she makes tea out of that. So the tea that you get is really pure leaves, no stems. It's no longer older than a month old at the most, by the time it reaches your cup. And and actually once we dry it, that's the form for storing it, so it can stay for 2-3 years and not lose its potency. How you infuse it is, what you do is you boil hot water really hot, and then you pour it over the tea, and you let it sit for 15-20 minutes, and then you drink the tea. That's how I usually drink it. I try to drink mamaki tea at least once a day, sometimes twice a day. Usually in the morning I drink tea, and then the last thing at night I drink a cup of tea. It's kind of crazy, because why do you want to be relaxed? Well, I get up like 3 o'clock in the morning, every morning, and one of the things that I try to do is concentrate on all the things I got to do during the day. So when I drink my cup of tea, it actually helps me to focus on the things that I got to do. Well, we want to invite you to try our mamaki tea, because we know you'll love it.